الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Day 6, current chapter 9, 5, polygons, coordinate plane. Today we want to continue our lesson today. So we have today polygons on the coordinate plane. See with me this video now.
Hello everybody. In this video we're going to go over plotting polygons in the coordinate plane. Usually there's a follow-up question with them, naming the shape or maybe even reflecting the shape, like it was just covered in a previous video on how to reflect points. So let's go ahead and get started here. Obviously a prerequisite is knowing how to plot individual points, and we're just simply playing connect the dots. So I'm going to start by plotting point A. I'm going to put my pen on the origin, and I'm going to -3, which means I'm going over 3 units to the left, and now up 5. So y value is 5, positive 5. I like to label it right away so I don't forget what it is. If you plot all 4 and then you're trying to figure out which point's what, you're basically doing double the amount of work. Now point B is 2, 5, so back to the origin. I'm going to go 2 to the right now and also 5 up, so I can kind of cheat.
As you see here, the coordinate plane here have x-axis and y-axis. In x-axis, we have 2 sides. This is the origin. From the origin to the right.
استاذ
Yes.
الو
Okay.
انا فارس لو دخلت.
Okay, Faris. Okay, listen now, Faris. From the origin to the right, we have the positive numbers. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. From the 0 and to the left, we have the negative numbers. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, etc. And the y-axis, the same idea. From the origin and up, we have the positive numbers. +3, +4, +5, etc. And from the origin down, we have the negative numbers. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So here we have 4 points. Here, for example, the x-axis -3 and the y-axis 5. So at the first step, go left. In the x-axis, go left 3 units. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Then we have 5 up in the y-axis. So go 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the first point A. A equal -3, 5. And the next point C equal to 5. 2 in the x-axis in the positive side. So go to the 2 to the right direction. This is 1, this is 2. And here 5 in y-axis, go up 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the next point B. Continue now.
Just look at that same plane that A was on. C is at -1, -1, which means 1 to the left, 1 down. And last but not least, -6 for D. So 6 to the left and 1 down. And now we're going to play connect the dots, like I said earlier.
Listen here. Point C here, -1 in x-axis, -1 in y-axis. -1 in x-axis, go to the left 1 unit. This is 1. Here means -1, -1. And -1 in y-axis means go down 1 unit. This is 1 down. This is 1 down. Here, -1. So -1 here, -1 here. So this is the point. This is C. This is C. This is C. And the point D, -6, -1. -6 in x-axis means go to the left. Go to the left 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And -1 here.
مستر ما شفت رسم هذا ما شفت شيء.
And -1 here. -1 means Go down in y-axis. Go down in y-axis. This is -1. This is -1. So -1 from here and
مو طلع لي شيء طلع لي بالصورة
this is the point D. This is the point D. Okay?
أستاذ محمد سلام ثاني دخلت.
Do you want to connect these in order? So A to B to C to D, and then close it up.
After you represent the points, match between them. Draw line from A to B, then draw line from B to C, then draw line from C to D, then draw line from D to A. You will find the polygon here. You will find the polygon here. The kind of this polygon, as you see, parallelogram. This side and this side are parallel and equal. And this side and this side are parallel and equal. Continue.
Okay. So we see we have a nice polygon formed here. It's a quadrilateral, more specifically, and get even more specific here. Obviously, it's a quadrilateral, has 4 sides. What else can we classify this as? Is it a square? Is it a rectangle? Is it a rhombus? Is it a trapezoid? Because there is a follow-up question saying what shape is formed. So we know it's a quad for starters. Usually the question might say, this is just a simplified text here, but it might say, name the most specific shape, being that we don't want to just say quadrilateral. So taking it a step further, what shape would this be here? Let's think back to some of our properties. First of all, we could rule out rectangles and squares. Why? We don't see any right angles. We would see a perfectly perpendicular, a vertical and a horizontal line. If you look at point D, we'd see something like this jutting out of it, which we don't. So it's not a rectangle, it's not a square. So rectangle, square, also. Some other possibilities we can consider, and ultimately what's going to be the answer here, trying to be a little bit more dramatic, this is a parallelogram. Parallelogram. Sure, that looks good. Not going to win any spelling bees anytime soon. So why is it a parallelogram? By definition, a parallelogram is anything that has 2 pairs of parallel sides. And like we said earlier, we can't go any more specific with rectangles or squares. And it's not a rhombus either, because obviously we see that we don't have 4 congruent sides. It's pretty obvious that AD is bigger than AB. And it's also fairly obvious that we have 2 pairs of parallel sides. Look at AB compared to DC. Obviously, they're both perfectly horizontal, so they're going to be parallel to one another. And then look at AD and BC. Okay, both of these lines are going up 6 units and to the right 3 units. Okay, this is getting a little bit above our pay grade here, but these 2 lines would have the same slope if you really want to get that far into it. Or basically, for all intensive purposes, they look parallel, right? We don't have to get into like we're getting to Regents geometry if we talk about proving why it's parallel. But for our purposes now, we have 2 pairs of parallel sides. They're not all congruent, so it's not a rhombus. They're not right angles, so it's not a square. It's not a rectangle. We have simply a parallelogram. It's also not a trapezoid if we wanted to put that on our quad list. Trapezoid would only have 1 pair. So trapezoids kind of stick out. Those would be easy to pick out if we did have a trapezoid. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. This is all that would be covered in some type of polygon question. Like I said, maybe they could ask some type of reflection question.
So this idea to know how to represent the point and how to draw the polygons inside the coordinate plane and how to know the kind of this polygon. Continue now with me. Today we want to review how to use coordinates plane to find the length of each side of the polygon, then how to use coordinates plane to find the perimeter of the polygon, then how to use coordinate plane to find the area of the polygon. Now, see with me this video.
Today's lesson is on finding area and perimeter of polygons on a coordinate plane. The main skill that we're sort of recalling is how to plot points. And pretty easy at this point. We've all seemed to have mastered how to plot points. And just to quickly review, when plotting a point on a coordinate plane, it's a good idea to walk before you fly. And what we mean by that is if you're plotting points here, let's say, I want to plot the point 2, 6, I walk 2 to the right and then I fly 6. That's what we mean when we say walk before you fly. 2, 9, walk 2, fly 9. 6, 9, so you walk 6, fly 9. And 6, 6, walk 6, fly 6. Okay, and that's basically what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to create shapes based off of the points that are given to us. With that information, we can figure out area and perimeter. So let's take a look at our first example. Here we have a rectangle with vertices 2, 8, 7, 8, 7, 5, and 2, 5. The points are known as A, B, C, D. We want to find the perimeter of the rectangle. So the first thing, we found that the width was 5 units long, about 5 units wide. And we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which means that AB would be the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've created a rectangle and opposite sides of a rectangle are congruent. Here we see AD is 3,
نقدر
which means
نشوف
BC
ال
is
AB
also
ولا
equal to
في
3.
شيء مغطي.
To find the perimeter, we add all of those sides. 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3, and we get 16 units. So the perimeter of this rectangle is 16.
See here, we have the first point A, 2, 8. 2 in x-axis, 8 in y-axis. So when you want to represent this point, go to the x-axis, determine 2. Then go up 8 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the point A. This is the point A. The next point we have B7, 8. 7 in x-axis and 8 in y-axis. So go to the 7 in x-axis. This is 7. Then go up 8 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the second point, B. The third point, here we have C7, 5. Go to the 7 in x-axis, then go up 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the point C. The last point, D, 2, 5. 2 in x-axis, then go 5 up 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last unit, point. Then match between the points. Draw line from A to B, then from B to C, then from C to D, then from D to A. We'll find the polygon here, rectangle. The polygon here, rectangle. As you see here, how to find the length? Count the units inside the line here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the length here 5 units. And here 1, 2, 3. So the length here is 3 units. As you know, the opposite side in the rectangle is equals or congruent. So here 5 means here 5. Here 3 means here 3. So this is the length of each side. Then after you find the length, you can now solve the perimeter. As you know, the perimeter for each side or for all sides, you can add the all sides, the sum of all sides inside the polygon. So I can write B means perimeter here equal 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. 5 plus 5 plus 3 equals 16 units, equal 16 units. And if you want to solve, if you want to solve the area, as as you know, the area,
15 units.
as you know, the area of the rectangle, well, length times width, length times width. So you can write A equal 5 times 5 times B equal 15, equal. Okay, continue now.
Units. To summarize, plot your points, figure out what the lengths are, and then add up all the lengths to find your perimeter. And there is our 16. Similar problem here. We have a rectangle using ABCD. The following vertices are listed. We're going to find each side length, and then we're going to find the perimeter of the rectangle. So we figure out the y coordinates have a value of 4 when you subtract them. The x coordinates have a value of 2 when you subtract them. And you should get the same thing. Perimeter is going to be 12 units. So there's 2 ways to do it. In
this example, I don't have the coordinate plane. How to solve the length using algebra? The length between A and B, as you see here, we have here 2 and here 2. Means we have the same x-axis. The different values for the y-axis. Here we have 1, here we have 5. Just do subtract between 5 and 1. 5 minus 1, 4. So means the length between A and B equal what? 4 units. And between B and C, as you see here, we have the same y-axis. So, but we have here the different x-axis. How to find the length? 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 will be 2 units. So the total of this side AD equal to units. How to solve the perimeter here? Just add the sides. Just add the sides. We have 4 and 2 and 4 and 2. Because we have here quadrilateral, rectangle. The two opposite sides, each two opposite sides are equal. So I can write 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 equal 12 units. Continue.
summary, you could organize them, and ones with common x coordinates, you want to look at their y coordinates and subtract. So here we have 2 dimensions that have a value of 4. Same thing here. These x coordinates are the same at 4. The difference in the y coordinates, 5 minus 1, is also 4. So if we're adding 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4, we get 12 units. You see the x coordinates are off by 2 as well, from B to C and A to D. Try this example here. Here we have a larger grid with a larger composite figure. It looks like a series of rectangles, or if you were to chop it over here, a large rectangle and a square. The question says, each grid on the square has a length of 200 feet. Let's find the total distance in feet around the zoo. Again, since it says around the zoo, we know they're talking about perimeter. We can find the difference between the 10 here and the 0 down here to figure out that this distance right here is 10. You can count over here to find 7 here, 3 here. This distance would be 4, and you can do that for all of them. Once you label all of your sides, you're going to go ahead and add them all up. If you add it correctly, we get 42 units. And that's our perimeter. But the question is in feet. The question is to find the total distance in feet. Well, if I've got 42 units or 42 boxes, and each one is 200 feet, it's common sense to multiply my 42 by 200, since each box is 200 feet. You should get a total of 8,400 feet as your answer. To summarize, we plot our points, we figure out the length of each side either by counting or by subtracting x and y coordinates. Once you do that, you add up all of your perimeters, and then you multiply by the actual length of one unit. And this tells you the total perimeter in feet, 8,400 feet.
مستر من وين يا 200 يوم ضربها ب 42؟
Okay. Here we have zoo. In the red line, inside the coordinate plane, here we have zoo. I want to find the distance around the zoo. As you see here, we have this side. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the total here 7, or you can do 7 minus 0. 7 minus 0 will be here 7. Here 3, 1, 2, 3. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So to solve the perimeter means the distance around the zoo, you can just add the all sides in the red line. So you can write 10 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 7 will be 42 units. So 42 in the unit. And here units means we have this box, the small square, And in the convert, each square means 200 feet, So to convert from the unit to the feet, just multiply by 200. So 42 multiplied by 200 will be 8,400 feet. Continue.
Total perimeter in feet, 8,400 feet. For this example, find the area of the figure in square units. Here they gave us a composite figure. It looks like it's made up of a trapezoid and a rectangle, so it's a good idea to cut it in half right at that spot. Let's go ahead and find the area of the rectangle, which is length times width. We see it's 2 units tall, and it's 5 units wide. 5 times 2 is 10. This is a trapezoid, and the formula is half of the height. Looks like the height is 2, so half of that is 1, times the sum of the bases. If the top base is 3 and the bottom base is, the bottom base is 4, we're going to go ahead and add 4 plus 3 is 7. So all we're going to multiply is 1 times 7, and we get 7.
In this example, we have a composite figure. If you focus inside the figure, you see here we have trapezoid, and here we have rectangle. So if you want to solve or to find the area of the all of this figure inside the coordinate plane, divide the composite figure to the two figures. The first one here, trapezoid, and here, rectangle. How to solve the area of trapezoid? As you know, we have a rule to solve the area of trapezoid. A equal 1 over 2 multiplied by the height multiplied by the small base plus the big base between parentheses. Then substitute A equal 1 over 2 multiplied by the height. This is the height. 1, 2. So put here 2. And this is the small base up here. 1, 2, 3. So write here 3. Plus the big base. This is the big base. 1, 2, 3, 4. So write here 4. Then you can solve 3 plus 4 will be 7. 7 multiplied by 2 will be 14. 14 multiplied by 1, 14. 14 divided by 2 will be 7. So the area in the part figure here in the trapezoid will be 7. In the next figure, we have rectangle. As you know, to solve the area of rectangle, use this formula. A equal length times width. Length, this is the length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So write here 5. And the width, 1, 2. So write here 2. 5 times 2 will be 10. So the area here will be 7, and the area here will be 10. To know the whole area, add the first area to the second area. So we can write 10 plus 7 equals 17. square units. Continue.
The total area would be the 10 for the rectangle plus the 7 for the trapezoid, and you get 17 square units. Similar problem here. We have a rectangle and a triangle. So we're going to chop it off right here so we can separate the triangle from the rectangle. Here we have length times width. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 4 times 6 means this has an area of 24 units squared. For this triangle, we have to do BH over 2, base times height over 2. It looks like our base is 2. Our height is 4. So 4 times 2, all divided by 2, since it is a triangle. You could actually cancel these 2's out to begin with, and our area is 4. So if I have 24 units plus another 4 units squared, our answer should be 28 units. And there it is, 28 units squared.
محمد
أيوة.
مستر محمد
Yes.
هذا الفيديو أمس طالع أنا.
Okay, today we have a revision for the lesson of yesterday. Okay?
Okay, Mr. So today will there be homework?
Final example of the day. If you are given the vertices 2, 5, 2, 8, and 5, 8, and they tell you to graph, classify, and find the area, this is what you do. Plot your 3 points like so. Identify it as a triangle. And then you're going to do base times height over 2. Our base is 1, 2, 3. Our height is 1, 2, 3. So here's our 3 times 3, which is 9. And then we have to figure out what half of 9 is. And it looks like our area is 4 5/10 square units.
Okay. Here we have a new example. Use the coordinates to find the length of each side of the rectangle. Then find the perimeter. As you see here, we have 4 points. L 0 0. What's the meaning of 0 0? Means the origin. The origin.
السلام عليكم مستر، أنا حمد أحمد ظاهري. أمس طرشت لك الهوم ورك مال الماث.
Okay. This is the O. O means the origin point. 0 0. And M for 0, N for 4, and P 0 4. The first point here, 0 0 means this is the point. So here L, here L. Then M 4 in X, 0 in Y. 4 in X, this is X axis, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is M. No point in the Y, 0 in the Y, just represent the point just in the X, because no point in the Y, no value in the Y, no location in the Y. So just represent in the X axis 1, 2, 3, 4. Then N 4 4. 4 in X, 4 in Y. This is 4 in X, then go up 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is P. Now 0 4 0 4. 0 in X means no location in X. 4 in Y means represent the point just in the Y in the 4 units. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now match between the points. Draw line from N to B, from B to M, from M to L, from L to N. You will have here square. You will have here square. The special case of the rectangle. The special case of the rectangle. How to find the perimeter here? Just add the sides. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So B equal 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 16 unit. Equal 16 unit. The next example here. Use the coordinates to find the length of each side of the triangle. Then find the area. We have 3 points here. C equal 1 1. A 1 3, E 4 3. The first step, draw the coordinate plan, x-axis, y-axis. This is the origin. And don't forget the two axes here perpendicular, means the angle, the measure of angle here will be 90 degree, Then determine B. B 1 in x, 1 in y. This is 1 in x, this is 1 in y. 1 in x go up 1 unit, so this is B. Then A, we have 1 in x, 3 in y. 1 in x, 3 in y. 1, 2, 3. This is A. Then E, 4 in x, 3 in y. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 in x, 3 in y. 1, 2, 3. This is 3 in y. This is the E. Then match between the points. Draw line from A to E, then from E to B, then from B to A. We'll find the polygon here. Will be a triangle. To know the length now, in this side, count the units 1, 2, 3. So the total of this side will be 3 units. And here 1, 2. So the total here 2. This is the base, and this is the height. How to find the area? You must use the formula. As you know, the formula, area A equal 1 over 2 multiplied by the base multiplied by the height. So I can write 1 over 2, the value of the base will be 3. So write here 3. The value of the height will be 2. So write here 2. Now you can solve. 2 times 3 will be 6 times 1 will be 6. Divide by 2 will be 3. Or for easy way, you can cancel 2 with 2. It means just 3. It's up to you. The third example, this is a new example. Use the coordinates to find the length of each side of the trapezoid. Then find the area. We have 4 points, A, B, C, D. Now, the first point, 3 in x, 6 in y. 1, 2, 3. Here, 3 in x. 6 in y, go up 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the first point, A. B, 6, 6. 6 in x, 6 in y. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, 6 in x. Then go up 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is B. Then we have here C, 8, 1. C, 8, 1. 8 in x, 1 in y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here 8 in x, then go up 1 unit. This is C. The last point, D, 3, 1. 3 in x, 1 in y. So this is 1, 2, this is a 3 in x, then go 1 unit up. So this is the D. Then match between the points, draw line between A and B, and B and C, and C and D, and D and A. We will find the polygon here will be trapezoid. So how to find the area of this trapezoid? The first step, find the length of the sides. The small base here, count 1, 2, 3. So 3. The big base here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the total here 5. And the height, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you have the length. You can now go to the formula. Write the formula to find the area of trapezoid. A equal 1 over 2 multiplied by the height, multiply between parentheses, the small base plus the big base. Then substitute. A equal 1 over 2 multiplied by the value of h will be 5. So write here 5. Then between parentheses, the value of B1 will be 3. So write here 3. Plus the value of the second base, the big base, will be what? Will be 5.
Can I bring water?
Okay. Then 3 plus 5 will be 8. So I can write now A equal 1 over 2 multiplied by the 5, multiply the operation here between parentheses will be 8. Then I can write 8 times 5 will be 40, times 1 will be 40, over 2. 40 over 2 means 40 divided by 2. 40 divided by 2 will be 20. So A equal 20 square units. 20 square units. And here we have some videos. When you have a free time, you can watch all these videos. And this is our lesson today. Now, who has question?
No, Mister, thank you.
Okay, so what learned today? What's our lesson today?
Polygons and
Coordinate
coordinate plane.
Polygon coordinate.
Okay, so today we have polygons on the coordinate plane. What we learned today, how to represent the point, then how to draw the polygon, then how to find the kind of this polygon, how to find all of each side inside the polygon, then how to find the perimeter, then how to find the area. This is our lesson today. Now let us to take attendance now.
أستاذ عادي تبدأ بتيجي attendance من 6B.
Repeat your question. Yes,
أستاذ عادي تبدأ تسوي attendance من 6B.
إن شاء الله.
Mister,
Yes,
today is their homework.
yes, we have homework إن شاء الله.
مستر
Okay, خلفان.
موجود.
You can leave خلفان now. خليفة.
موجود أستاذ.
Okay, خليفة دويس.
موجود.
You can leave now. Diab.
موجود.
Great. You can leave now. Diab. سالم جمعة. سالم. absent.
موجود.
موجود
لا
سالم.
موجود أستاذ سالم.
Okay. سلطان.
موجود أستاذ.
Okay, you can leave now. سيف سالم.
أستاذ موجود.
سيف سالم.
موجود هذون أتكلم. موجود أستاذ.
I want to hear her voice, please. Where is safe?
موجود أستاذ.
Okay. عبد الله الجابري.
أستاذ
موجود أستاذ.
فارس.
موجود.
Okay. محمد الراجدي.
موجود أستاذ أنا موجود.
محمد عبد العزيز.
موجود.
Great. محمد عمار.
موجود.
مع السلامة أستاذ. مشكور.
محمد عمر العامري.
موجود.
Okay.
موجود.
منصور علي.
مو موجود.
منصور علي. absent. طيب. منصور المهيري. منصور محمد.
موجود أستاذ موجود.
اوكي منصور. موسى.
أستاذ موجود.
طيب. ناصر عبيد.
أستاذ
مو موجود.
عبيد.
أستاذ أنا موجود أستاذ.
ناصر عبيد.
منصور محمد.
Okay, Mansour Muhammad, I put you present. Now Nasir Ubaid. Absent? Nasir. Okay. طيب. Now 6B you can leave. Now 6A. أحمد سالم. أحمد الكعبي. Absent. Okay. محمد الظاهري.
موجود أستاذ موجود.
اوكي.
موجود.
حمد موجود. اوكي. حمد الجابري.
مستر موجود حمد الجابري.
حمدان العامري.
مستر الحين
موجود.
أطلع.
Can leave now. اوكي.
Thank you.
حمدان الهجري. ويلكم. حمدان الهجري. حمدان الهجري. حمدان الهجري. اوكي. طيب زايد النعيمي. زايد النعيمي.
مش موجود أستاذ مش موجود.
سالم هداف. سالم هداف. absent. طيب عبد الرحمن.
موجود.
اوكي. عبد الله التميمي.
موجود مستر.
اوكي.
مع السلامة مستر.
مع السلامة. عبد الله الأحبابي.
موجود.
اوكي.
موجود.
اوكي عبد الله. ثانك يو. علي حمد.
موجود.
اوكي. عيسى.
موجود مستر.
اوكي. ثانك يو عيسى. علاء.
نعم أستاذ موجود.
You can leave now. منصور الظاهري. منصور أحمد الظاهري. منصور الظاهري. منصور absent. منصور راشد.
موجود.
اوكي great منصور. You can leave now. منصور نايف.
موجود مستر موجود.
great منصور. You can leave now.
يلا
ميلاد.
مستر مع السلامة.
مع السلامة. ميلاد.
موجود.
great ميلاد great.
مستر
هزاع.
موجود.
اوكي هزاع.
مستر
يس. ميلاد present. يس.
مستر أنت ليش أمس حاطتني إني أنا غايب؟
yesterday.
ده أقدر أطلع. Thank you مستر.
Thank you.
See you later.
This is our lesson today. Thank you for your listening. Have a great day. See you tomorrow إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله